Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa. On this video today, we will be setting up the first 2 weeks of August. So August 1st through August 14th, using the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. I have been doing this officially for 3 years this month using the Budget by Paycheck workbook. And I'm so excited to get this, anniversary month started here. If you are new to my channel, I create budgeting content mainly, and I am on a journey to paying off over $200,000 in student loan debt. I am 27. I live with roommates. I have 2 roommates, and I live in a very high cost of living area, which is Seattle, Washington. So while some of you may think, wow, she makes a lot for being 27, the truth is it doesn't stretch very far here in Seattle. But let's just hop right into it here. So for the inflow, we have my W-2, which is $1,974. This is after taxes. It's only federal taxes because we don't have income tax here in Washington. And after my work 401k is taken out. So what hits my bank account is $1,974. I did go back and look, and this is the first paycheck in 3 months where I'm not receiving any type of commission from my job. I receive commission when basically clients pay their bill. I'm in a sales role, and we just haven't had any either clients pay or basically done any sales. So that's why I'm not receiving any commission this pay period. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, I got really comfortable with that extra. I think it was $653. Yeah, $653 almost every paycheck. Here we go. This is July. And it was kind of similar from June and May as well. So that's my W-2. We also have side hustle income. So most of you know this if you watch my channel, but I do host trivia and I earn money for doing that. And my total for that was $154. And then I will have some payback this month. Most of the time I have payback the first week of the month because my roommates pay me back for the bills. I pay all of the utilities and I just calculate it and send them Venmo requests. So they should owe me about $223. We do live in a 4-bedroom house, so utilities can get a little bit expensive, but between the 3 of us, it works out really well. And then savings, I did have to get a new car battery because my car battery, died. I think when my car got broken into, thankfully nothing was stolen, but the alarm went off and everything just sucked the life out of the battery. And then because I work from home, I really don't drive that much, and so I just never charged back up and just really went kaput. So that sucks, but I did have to spend $179 on that. So you'll see that calculated into actually the gas and car down here. So let's grab our handy dandy calculator and add this all up. So we had 1974 plus 154 plus 223 plus 179 gives us $2,530 in total inflow. So now we have to go down to fixed expenses here. So we have a lot of repeat offenders. This is all pretty standard. I have worked really, really hard to simplify my fixed expenses. So it's just very repetitive. And because I split most of them in half, you see it on both paychecks, or both budgets every month. So rent due on the 1st, we're saving $420 for that. And then utilities, I am saving $100 for that, even though my portion of utilities is basically half this $223. So because we split everything 3 ways, so $111. For some reason, I'm still saving, $100 every pay period for utilities because sometimes it does get really high and I just want to make sure I have enough saved for that. And then we have car registration and insurance, which this is kind of new and old. Before I was just saving for car insurance every pay period, but I realized I forgot that I have to pay for registration and my renter's insurance. So basically that's all going to be reflected in this line item here. Normally I will be saving $100 every paycheck for that, but because I have to pay my renter's insurance, and you'll see that down here, I'm only going to do $75 this pay period. And then we have life insurance, which comes out automatically on the 1st, and that's $22. And then I have the boxing gym. This is half of the total bill. It's normally $110, but I save half, so $55. And then my student loan, I pay that on the 1st, and that's $600. The minimum payment is $1,082, but I try to pay $1,200 total every month. And I'm actually, let's see here, my next payment isn't officially due until October, so I'm about 2 months ahead right now on my payments, which is great. In case anything happens, like I'll have 2 months to catch up, and I plan to kind of keep that going. So student loan, and then we have therapy. I only have one session in this pay period, so that's gonna be $25. That's what my therapist charges my insurance, and that's what they charge me after insurance, or insurance charges me, something like that. And then Roth IRA. So we know that every Monday in a specific pay period, I put $25 towards my Roth. So there's 2 Mondays in this pay period, so we're putting $50. And then I have this is the only expense that is like not my typical fixed expense. We have my renter's insurance, which this is an annual payment, and that's actually due on the 8th. And this is $150. So it's not too bad every month. Let's see, 150 divided by 12. Yeah, it's about $13 a month. So that's why I'm just going to count it in here going forward after this pay period. So that is everything. So now let's add it up. We have $420 for rent, plus $100 for utilities, plus $75 for the car insurance, registration, and eventually future renter's insurance, plus $22 for life insurance, $55 for the boxing gym, $600 for student loan, $25 for therapy, $50 for the Roth IRA, and $150 for renter's insurance. I'm just eating that cost this time around. In the future, as in next year, I will have it saved in a sinking fund. And that's where this line item goes to. It goes towards a sinking fund. So after we take the 2530, which was our inflow, subtract it from 1497, gives us $1,033 left over for basically everything else. So grocery, I do have a work trip that I'm going on for 3 days in this pay period, and I mean, everything's covered expense-wise, so I'm just gonna budget $75. I also have a ton of like chicken in my freezer. I have a bunch of like stuff to make meals. I really just need those like one-off items at this point, like my iced coffee that I get, vegetables, any like granola from my Greek yogurt, anything like that is like kind of the stuff I need at this point. And $75 should do that just fine. And then eating out, even though I will be gone for like 3 days, I'm really not going to adjust my eating out budget because it's summertime and I feel like we're out to eat a lot, or I like to grab just like a sandwich on the way or after the boxing gym or something like that, or a smoothie. So I'm still going to stick with $100 for right now. Gas and car. So typically I would budget $50 for gas, but because I had to do the battery, I'm gonna add it together. So that is $229. I don't even know if we'll have to get gas, to be honest with you, but in case I do have to get gas, I have the money set aside, right? Then we have fun and entertainment. It's still, again, it's summertime, there's lots of things to do, so I'm just gonna put $50 for right now. And then holiday, there is nothing in this pay period, so that's gonna be $0. Self-care. So for my nails I believe have gone up about $5, so we're just gonna budget $55. Typically we budgeted $50, but we're just gonna do $55 going forward. And then miscellaneous, we're gonna do $50 for the random stuff that I buy. And then travel and vacay is just $0. We don't have any travel happening. And then I did remove investments from the variable expenses and pets because I don't need those categories anymore. And I also removed the pet insurance from up here because I no longer have that expense. So let's add up the variable expenses. We have 75 plus 100 plus 229 plus 50 plus 55 plus 50 gives us 559. And then we take the 1033 minus the 559 gives us 474 left over. It's crazy how fast the money just like goes away. You know, I was in the shower last night because this is where all of my amazing thoughts happen, are shower thoughts. And I was like calculating all of my stuff because my boyfriend and I were having a conversation yesterday about like vacations. And I really had to stick up and say, or speak up and say, hey, we cannot go on like an $8,000 vacation in March of 2025. Like that is 8 months away. I don't have any money in my budget to like save like my half of that. Even though he said he would pay for it, I'm like, there's no way I'm letting you pay $8,000 for a vacation. Like that's just so dumb when we are so young. It's like, it just isn't necessary to go where we wanted to go that luxuriously at this point in our lives when like I have financial goals. And I was thinking, I was like, gosh, I just feel so stressed. Like I feel like I make good money. Like, you know, I bring home, if we calculate this, like, you know, $4,200 a month, like after taxes and everything. Where does it all go? And I'm like, okay, well, between rent and utilities, that's about, let's say, $1,000 a month. So there we go. We're just gonna do this because this is, I actually haven't done this on a calculator. I've just been doing it on my head. But it's like, okay, if we had $4,200 a month minus $1,000 for rent, utilities, right? Just for the roof over my head, minus the $1,200 for the student loans, and then we basically have an additional, what is this, every pay period? Well, we have to save for car registration, renter's insurance, all of that, and that's $200 a month, so minus that. We obviously have to do gas, and that's only $100 every month. And then, what else was I thinking in my head? I don't know, it all just went away so fast. Like variable expenses, yeah, I guess maybe I'm more stressed than I need to be, but I'm thinking like, okay, variable expenses, maybe this was just a whole tangent that I need to like reconsider about my life. It was way worse in my head than when I actually pulled out a calculator. Okay, well, maybe I'm just stressing for no reason. I don't know. Does this make sense to anyone? Let me know in the comment section below if I'm just being absolutely crazy and overthinking this, or if you are also constantly stressed about money, because I am too. Okay, so on to, I guess, the fun part. So sinking funds. So I have 3 sinking funds right now. It's 2025 vacay, which I always save $35 every paycheck for that. Again, this is why I'm so stressed. I have to pay $1,900 towards my Hawaii vacation in, oh my gosh, the second paycheck basically in September. So I am stressed about that. And I can only put about $91 towards that this pay period. However, so let me keep in mind, I do have $1,100. So I just need, it's $800 left over. That's why I'm like, shoot, I wish I had some commission. And then car maintenance, I actually, going forward after this pay period, I need to really up this amount again, because between my window and the car battery, it's almost depleted, and that just really stresses me out. So I am allocating $25 for that. You probably think, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't be saving for a vacation. You should really be saving towards like the car maintenance. And you know what? This isn't your life, it's mine. That may be a little bit harsh. It's like Friday afternoon, I'm really tired. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So 35 plus 91 plus 25 equals 151. So if we take 474 minus 151 gives us $323 left over for debt. And I do have credit card debt because when everything happened with my cat, I put the medical expenses and everything on my credit card, not really thinking that I didn't have any money saved in my pet sinking fund. I thought I had a couple $100, but I had used it for previously in the year, and the insurance didn't cover everything that happened. So they did refund me, and I showed that in the closeout video of the July budget, but I'm still left with about $600. So, I mean, I don't have $600 left over in my budget, unfortunately, and I do have some money, or I guess debt, on my Discover card. I was so close, you guys. I was so close to paying off my credit card debt, and I'm so bummed. But we will get there. We will get there. So Discover, I'm going to put 100 and the rest towards the Alaska Airlines card, which is 223, leaving us basically with $0 left over at the end of the month. I don't know what to do. I am so constantly stressed about so many things. Money being probably the biggest stressor in my life. I talked a lot about this, or a little bit about this, also in the July closeout video, but I don't know if the solution is just making more money or giving it time, working harder at my job, finding another side hustle. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I have a bunch of like clothes and stuff that I would like to sell on like Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace. So I might try to do that. I mean, it's not going to yield me much. Maybe best case scenario, even with all the like trinkets I have in the garage that I hope to go through this month, I could maybe profit. I mean, all of it's going to be profit at this point. Maybe like $300 total. But again, that's not really getting me towards financial goals. So I don't know if I need to like decrease my spending anywhere, or I need to increase my income. And maybe I'm just stressed for no reason. Yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. So thank you all for watching this video. I am very appreciative of you, and I will see you all in my next video very soon. Bye, everyone.